Chairman and colleagues, I'm very glad that you're looking at this critically important issue. National Guard soldiers from my home state have told me about their exposure to hexavalent chromium at Karmat Ali in Iraq. The soldiers have told me about how their rooms were filled with toxic smoke from open airburn pits. And they've told me about their struggles with the agency trying to secure benefits and health care. So I very much appreciate, Mr. Chairman, your putting a spotlight on this issue, and particularly working to make sure that the Department of Veterans Affairs gets our veterans the benefits they need and that they're treated with respect and attention. Mr. Chairman and colleagues, I think we all understand that nobody at the VA gets up in the morning and says, I want to spend my day being rotten to veterans. They all mean well. They care about our veterans deeply, but so often the system can be inflexible and our veterans get caught up in red tape. On September 19th, I received what I felt was a positive letter from then Secretary of the Army, Pete Guerin, who told me, I quote here, the VA is working internally to use the registry and the list of possible medical issues from chromium exposure to establish a service connection. Yet because a service connection has not been established by DOD and the VA, some of our veterans get caught in this morass of red tape when they ought to be receiving treatment for respiratory problems, skin and eye problems, and even cancer that they picked up as a result of their exposure to chromium. One Oregon National Guard member was told, and I quote here, exposure is not a disability, nor does the VA pay compensation for exposure. And then the Guard member was told to go out and produce 15 pieces of evidence if he hoped to receive any kind of treatment for his illness. I think all colleagues, whether you're Democrat or Republican, would agree that veterans shouldn't be subjected to this kind of merry-go-round approach. It's not enough for the agencies to say they want to help, and then when the soldiers have to find their way through the bureaucracy, there's nobody there to get them their benefits. They face enough when they go into combat. They shouldn't have to battle their government to get medical care when they return home. I know you're going to hear from a variety of very thoughtful witnesses this morning. It's going to talk about what's needed to make sure our veterans are properly cared for. And Mr. Chairman and colleagues, thank you very much for the chance to come and offer the vantage point from some Oregon National Guard members who've reported to me. We have one of the highest levels of participation in the Guard in the country. We feel very strongly in our state about ensuring that they receive adequate medical care when they have been injured, when in harm's way, and we thank you for your thoughtfulness to be able to come and spend a few minutes and lay out their concerns.